Look at this city. Every night, from the shadows, I see the same story etched on 1,000 faces. Not the story of a single catastrophic fall, but of a slow, quiet erosion, a series of small concessions, a negotiation with a version of yourself you never intended to become. You think you need years to claw your way back. You are wrong. You need a single day, but not just any day. You need a catalyst. Understand this now when I say fix your entire life in 24 hours. I do not speak of perfection. I do not promise a gilded monument built by dawn. Perfection is a lie told by fear, to paralyze you, to make the task so monumental you never begin. The life you have now is the sum of your systems, your unconscious routines, your default reactions. The small, daily choices that steer you, inch by inch, toward a destination you may have never chosen in the light. For years you have been running a corrupted program. It is slow. It is inefficient. It is infected with the malware of distraction, comfort, and excuse. You believe you must painstakingly debug this failing code, line by agonizing line. That is the work of a lifetime, and you do not have that luxury. The night is always coming. The strategy is not to repair the old program. The strategy is to install a new operating system in one day. Think of this day as a controlled demolition, a strategic, contained, and deliberate explosion. We are not gently remodeling a collapsing house. We are placing the charges, clearing the perimeter, and pressing the detonator. We collapse the unstable structure in on itself in a single thunderous moment. And in the dust and the silence that follows, there is a cleared space, a blank slate, a foundation. That is our objective. That is what 24 hours can achieve. Not a finished skyscraper, but a level, solid, prepared piece of earth upon which you can finally build something that will not fall. This is the Catalyst Day mindset. It is a declaration of psychological warfare against inertia. You are not seeking a finish line. You are initiating a chain reaction. A catalyst, by its nature, is a substance that accelerates a transformation without itself being consumed. This day is that substance. You will use it to trigger a reaction within yourself so profound, so undeniable, that the trajectory of your life alters course, permanently. For 24 hours, you are not a citizen of your old life. You are an operative on a mission. My protocols are your mission parameters. You will not question them. You will not negotiate with them. You will execute them. This is not about feeling like it. This is not about motivation. Motivation is a flickering signal in the fog. It is unreliable. Discipline is the bedrock. And discipline is built on a single, non-negotiable decision made in advance. Your decision is this. For the next 24 hours, you relinquish the illusion of choice. You follow the protocol. It is a controlled experiment with a sample size of 1. You. The hypothesis is simple. Can a human being, by altering their inputs, their environment, and their actions within a single circadian cycle, generate a measurable shift in their sense of agency and control? You are the scientist. You are the subject. Your will is the laboratory. You fear it cannot be done. Good. That fear is a resource. Harness it. The voice that says it's too simple, my problems are too deep, I'll start Monday. That is the voice of the old operating system. It is the last gasp of the corrupted code, desperately trying to maintain its hold. It speaks the language of delay because delay is its oxygen. Cut off its air. Today, this is not about fixing everything. It is about fixing direction. A ship lost at sea for years does not reach port in a day. But with a single, precise adjustment to its rudder, it can finally point its prow toward land. For the first time in years, it moves with purpose, not drift. That is what we are doing here. We are seizing the helm. We are turning the wheel. We are locking it on a new heading. The journey remains, but now, every mile you travel is a mile towards something, not away from everything else. You have spent enough time in the fog. You have negotiated enough truces with your own mediocrity. Tonight, we declare a new armistice, not with the world, but with the weaker version of yourself. The terms are these: You give me 24 hours of strict, focused, uncompromising adherence to a plan. In return, you get a foundation. You get proof. You get the one thing you have lacked, the unshakable first-hand evidence that change is not a distant theory. It is an immediate, tangible force you can wield.
This is the battlefield. The battlefield is your morning ritual.
It is the clutter in your home. It is the unfocused hours of your afternoon. It is the mindless scroll before sleep. And for the next 24 hours, we will take that battlefield, inch by bloody inch. We will not just visit it, we will conquer it. So make your choice. Will you spend another night in the quiet erosion? Or will you, starting now, initiate the catalyst? The clock is ticking. The city sleeps. But the night is not for rest. It is for preparation. The most critical engagement of any operation is the first one. You do not wait for the enemy to choose the ground. You seize it. In the silence before dawn, you establish dominance. The first 6 hours of this day are that engagement. This is not the time for checking the messages the world has left for you. This is the time to send your own message. To yourself, you are not a civilian waking up. You are an asset being activated. For years, you have begun your days on the defensive. The alarm shrieks. You fumble for silence. Your mind, still soft from sleep, is immediately invaded. The worries of yesterday, the obligations of today, the noise of a world that does not care if you are ready for it. You are drinking from a fire hose of chaos before your eyes are even open. You have lost the battle before you have fired a single shot. You have surrendered your state, and your state dictates your entire reality. The victory hour is not a suggestion. It is a tactical protocol. We are not seeking comfort. We are seeking command, physical and neurological command. Your body is your primary piece of equipment. You do not let it rust. You do not let it run on contaminated fuel. You prime it. When you rise, you will not reach for a screen. You will reach for water, a full glass. Cold. You are a machine dehydrated by 8 hours of stillness. Flood the system. This is not wellness. This is logistics. Then you move, not for an hour, not for glory, for 10 minutes. Stretch. Push against the floor. Feel the blood, slow and stubborn, begin to obey your will again. You are not exercising. You are issuing a recall to order for every cell in your body. You are demonstrating, through simple action, that your mind is in command of your flesh. Then you will find light, not the terrell, flickering light of a screen. The sun. Stand in it, even if it is gray. Stand where the sky is. Let your biology recognize the primal signal of dawn. This resets the clock that chaos has tried to break. It tells your entire nervous system that a new cycle has begun and that you are present for it. This is how you steal back time from the fog. Now your mind is pliable, cleared. For the next critical minutes, you will control its input with the precision of a surgeon. You will not consume the news, the social feeds, the emails. You will not let the agendas of others become the soundtrack of your awakening. You will feed it purpose, an audiobook, a lecture, a few pages of a text that demands focus, that stretches you. You are filling the quiet with a voice of intent, not a chorus of demands. You are programming your subconscious for the day ahead, not with anxiety, but with direction. This 60-minute sequence, hydrate, move, light, purposeful input, is your first victory. It is a small, contained, perfect victory, and it must be non-negotiable. You do not argue with it. You do not skip it because the sky is cloudy or you feel tired. Your feelings are not in command. The protocol is: you win the day by winning the morning. You win the morning by winning this hour. This hour proves that you can keep a promise to yourself. It is the foundational stone upon which every other action of this day will be built. If you cannot control this hour, you cannot control the 23 that follow. Think of your willpower not as a vast reservoir, but as a precious, limited currency. Every decision you make spends it. The alarm hits. Do you get up or snooze? That's a transaction. What to wear? Another transaction. What to eat? Another. By the time you face a truly important choice, your account is depleted. You are bankrupt of discipline. The victory hour is a wealth straw. Tegi, it automates the first, most critical decisions of the day. You do not decide. You execute a preset sequence. You conserve your currency. You become rich in will so you can spend it later on what truly matters. Do not misunderstand. This is not about creating a pleasant routine. This is about establishing a beachhead. The enemy is passivity. The enemy is reaction. The enemy is a mind that accepts whatever stimulus is thrown at it. In these first 6 hours, you are building a wall against that enemy. You are setting a perimeter. You are declaring that this territory, your own physiology, your own attention, is now a sovereign state. You are its sole commander. From this position of command, everything else becomes possible. The clarity you will need, the decisions you will make, the energy you must expend, they all flow from this initial, uncompromising act of self-ownership. A shaky foundation guarantees a collapsing structure. A foundation of iron guarantees nothing, but makes everything possible. The dawn is coming. Will you greet it as a servant, scrambling to meet its demands, or will you own it, shaped and directed by your own hand? The first move is yours. Make it count. The perimeter is secure. Your mind is clear. Your body is under command. Now we advance. The enemy retreats into two strongholds, chaos and vagueness. They are partners. Chaos in your environment feeds vagueness in your mind. Vagueness in your mind tolerates chaos in your environment. They form a perfect, suffocating loop. Your mission in these next hours is to break that loop. With extreme prejudice, you are standing in the center of your own battlefield. Look at it, not with shame, with the cold, analytical eye of a strategist. That pile of unsorted things, that drawer that will not close, that corner of a room that has become a monument to later. That is not clutter, that is sigh. Chic static. Every unordered object is a tiny, open file in the computer of your mind. It is a question left unanswered, a decision deferred. It weighs on you not by pounds, but by milligrams of attention, thousands of times a day. It is a low-grade drain on your focus, your calm, your sense of agency. It is the physical manifestation of procrastination, and it must be flushed from the system. You will conduct a 90-minute physical flush. You will not clean your entire world. That is the voice of vagueness, already trying to overwhelm you with a task so large it guarantees failure. You will choose one zone, the one that offends you most when you see it. The entrance that is a graveyard for shoes and bags. The desk that is an archaeology of abandoned projects. The kitchen counter that disappeared under the strata of a week. One zone. You will set a timer. For 90 minutes, you are a force of pure, uncompromising order. You are not reminiscing. You are not organizing with delicate boxes. You are executing. Trash bag, donation box, designated home, attack, relentlessly. This is not housekeeping. This is neurosurgery on your own environment. You are removing shrapnel. With every item you discard, you are closing a mental file. You are declaring an end to a past version of yourself that thought they needed that broken thing, that outdated paper. You are creating visual proof of progress. You are carving out a space of calm. When that timer rings, you will stand in a cleared zone. You will feel the silence of it. That silence is not empty. It is full of potential. It is a room your mind can now breathe in. You have taken back territory. Then immediately you sit in that cleared space. The static is gone. Now we attack the vagueness in your mind. This is where lives are lost. In the fog of I should, maybe someday, everything is important. A vague target cannot be hit. A vague mission will always fail. You will create your one-page life dashboard. This is not a 50-page manifesto. It is a strategic communique to yourself. One page. You will draw 3 columns. Label them. Health, relationships, work, finances. Under each, you will write the top 3 priorities. Not 30. 3. This is the ruthless part. This is where you choose. You are the commander allocating scarce resources. You cannot defend every hill. You must choose the high ground that matters. For health, is it sleep? Hydration? The first 5 kilometers you can run without stopping? Be specific. Get healthier as a ghost. Drink 3 liters of water. Today is a target. For relationships, is it your partner, your child, a friend you have ghosted because your own chaos was too loud? Name them. Name the one action, a conversation, a planned hour, something real. For work, finances, what is the single project that, if completed, would change the game? What is the one financial leak you can plug today? Not 10. 1. This dashboard is your compass. It is the why behind every what you will do next. Vagueness is the enemy of action because it offers no next step. Clarity provides the next step, always. By forcing this onto a single page, you are doing the essential work of distillation. You are boiling the ocean of your anxieties down to a vial of pure, actionable intent. You have now done two things. You have created external order and internal clarity. They feed each other. The clean space allows your mind to focus on the dashboard. The focus from the dashboard will prevent new chaos from accumulating in the clean space. You have broken the loop. Do not think this is a small thing. You have just performed an act of profound psychological warfare. Most people live and die inside that loop of chaos and vagueness. They are haunted by a feeling that something is wrong, but they cannot name it. So they try to fix everything and fix nothing. You have now named it. You have given the ghost a shape, and a shape can be struck. The coming hours will demand your energy, your focus, your resolve. Cannot march into that battle carrying a backpack full of clutter and a head full of fog. You would be ambushed before you took the first step. Now your pack is lighter. Your path is lit. You know where you are going. You have a map you wrote yourself. The fog is lifting. The outline of your mission is clear. Move to the next objective. The ground is prepared. The fog has burned away. Now you see the landscape of your day with terrible clarity. This is the moment where most fail. They mistake clarity for accomplishment. They look at the map, feel a surge of purpose, and then begin to wander. They check a message. They make a coffee. They tidy a different drawer. They engage in busy work, the enemy's disguise for progress. This is how momentum dies, not in a catastrophic failure, but in a series of small, respectable retreats. You will not wander. You will invest. The energy you have cultivated, the focus you have sharpened, is your most precious ammunition. It is finite. You will not spray it into the dark like suppressive fire. You will aim it with the precision of a sniper. These next hours are not for activity. They are for strategic action. Action that moves a lever connected to something heavy. Action that changes the geometry of your situation. You will use the 2-to-1-0 block. It is a simple, brutal framework. It leaves no room for negotiation. First, 2 focus hours on your number one priority. Look at your dashboard. Under work, finances, you identify the single project, the one task that matters more than any other, the one you have been avoiding because it is large or difficult, or because failing at it would mean something. That is the target. You will isolate yourself. You will silence every notification, every potential ping from the world. You will set a timer for 120 minutes, and you will begin, not to complete it, to engage with it, to move it forward by one tangible, measurable increment. If it is writing, you will write. If it is analyzing, you will analyze. If it is confronting a number, you will stare it down until it gives up its truth. For these 2 hours, you are a monomaniac, a single-purpose instrument. You are not allowed to check email, to research tangentially, to just quickly do something else. That is the old software trying to reinstall itself. That is the fear of the task masquerading as productivity. Ignore it. The fear will pass. The progress will remain. This is how you build a career. This is how you build a future. Not in giant leaps, but in 2-hour blocks of concentrated, uncompromising effort, repeated. Today, you lay the first block. Second, 1 hour for a neglected connection. Look at your dashboard. Under relationships, you name someone. This is not about sending a casual text. That is another form of vagueness. This is a direct investment in a piece of your world that has been left undefended. You will call them. You will see them. You will be present. You will listen, not while scrolling, not while thinking of your 2-hour task. You will be fully there. You are not networking. You are reinforcing a pillar. These pillars hold up your life when the weight becomes too great. You have let the maintenance lapse. Today, you make the repair. This hour is as critical as the two before it. It is an investment in your structural integrity. Third, zero tolerance for distraction during these blocks. The zero is the lock on the door. It is the rule that makes the other numbers meaningful. It means you understand the cost of context switching. It means you recognize that every time you break focus to attend to something small, you are not just losing a minute. You are paying a tax. You are shredding the deep focus it took you 20 minutes to build. You are forcing your mind to change continents, and the journey back is costly. Zero means you defend those blocks with your life. If a thought intrudes, you write it on a pad for later. If an emergency arises, a true emergency, not a disguised urgency, you deal with it and then you reset the timer. You protect the asset. This is the discipline of the investment. You are taking the clear energy of the morning and the sharp clarity of your dashboard, and you are channeling it, not dissipating it. Most people live in a state of energy diffusion. They are vaguely busy with many things, deeply committed to none. They are lightly invested everywhere, which means they own nothing. They have no equity in their own future. You are changing that. In these hours, you are becoming a concentrated force. The 2-hour block builds your professional capital. The 1-hour block builds your relational capital. The zero tolerance rule protects your cognitive capital. This is how you stop being a tenant in your own life and become an owner. The day is passing. The sun is high. This is when willpower is tested. This is when the lure of the easy path is strongest. You will feel the pull to relax, to say you've done enough with the morning and the cleaning. That is the siren song of mediocrity. It sings of comfort earned too early. Do not listen. You have not earned comfort. You have earned the right to execute. You have the orders. You have the coordinates. You have the ammunition. Now advance. The sun is falling. The energy you summoned, the focus you spent, it has been deployed. You have taken ground. Now the instinct is to collapse, to declare victory and fall into the welcoming arms of distraction, to let the night be a black hole that swallows your gains. This instinct is a trap. It is how you lose the war after winning the day's battles. A soldier does not drop his weapon at the edge of the field and hope the enemy does not return at dawn. He cleans his rifle. He fortifies his position. He studies the map for tomorrow's terrain. What you do in these final hours is not rest. It is strategic recalibration. It is the lock that secures the gains. It is the difference between a spike of effort and a sustainable campaign. You will initiate the evening triage. This is a systematic shutdown of the day's operations and a cold, precise preparation for the next engagement. First, the 20-minute review. You will take your dashboard. You will sit in the space you cleared. You will look at the 2-hour block you executed. You will name what you moved forward, not in grand sweeping terms, in specific tactical facts. I wrote 500 words. I analyzed the Q2 numbers. I drafted the proposal outline. You will then look at the 1-hour connection. You will acknowledge the investment made. You will write these down. This is not a diary. This is an after-action report. You are forcing your subconscious to register the victory. You are turning effort into evidence. Without this, the day evaporates into a feeling. With this, it becomes a documented fact. You are building a ledger of your own competence. Second, the 20-minute preparation. You will now look forward, not to the whole week, not to the mountain, to the very next ridge. What is the single most important action that will continue the momentum you just built? Using the clarity from your dashboard, you will decide on the one critical task for tomorrow morning. You will write it down. You will gather whatever is needed, a file, a book, a tool, and place it in the cleared zone you created. You are not deciding in the morning fog. You are deciding now, in the clarity of the evening, with the lessons of today still sharp in your mind. You are programming your tomorrow self for success. You are removing friction, hesitation, and ambiguity from the most important hour of the coming day. You are setting a trap for your own productivity. Third, the 60-minute digital sunset. This is the most non-negotiable protocol of all. 1 hour before you intend to sleep, every screen goes dark. Phone, computer, television. They are not tools now. They are weapons of mass distraction, and their target is your recovery. The blue light is a lie. It tells your primal brain it is midday. It murders melatonin, the chemical of repair. The endless scroll is a vortex. It pulls the focused mind you have spent all day building back into the chaos of 1,000 other voices, other lives, other emergencies. It is the exact opposite of everything you have worked for. For these 60 minutes, you are reclaiming silence. You are allowing the nervous system you have deliberately activated all day to understand that the mission is over, that stand down is authorized. You might read a physical book under warm light. You might stretch. You might simply sit in the quiet of your cleared space and let the day settle. This is not idleness. This is active recovery. You are draining the adrenaline. You are allowing the lessons of the day to seep from your short-term memory into your long-term understanding. You are quite literally letting your brain repair itself. This hour is what guarantees that tomorrow morning you do not wake up already depleted, already behind the curve. It is what turns exhaustion into restoration. This triage, review, prepare, disconnect is how you manufacture momentum. Most people's days are isolated islands. Each morning, they wash up on a new shore, shipwrecked and disoriented. Your days will now become a connected archipelago. Today's shore provides the materials to build a bridge to tomorrow's. The evening is a construction site. You are the engineer. The night is not your enemy. It is your ally. But only if you command it. If you let it command you, it will erase your progress with shadows and distractions. It will give your fears a microphone. It will undo the clarity you fought for. You must meet the night with a protocol, just as you met the dawn. You have been the operative all day. Now become the strategist. Become the quartermaster who ensures the operative can fight again at first light. The final objective is in sight. Secure the camp. Fortify the perimeter. The clock has run its circuit. You stand at the precipice of the 25th hour. This is the moment of truth. This is where the transformation is either secured or squandered. All of it, the disciplined dawn, the cleared space, the focused fire, the deliberate dusk, was not for a day. It was for this moment now. The moment after, you have felt the shift, the quiet in your mind where there was static, the solid ground under you where there was clutter, the taste of a promise kept where there was only the aftertaste of regret. This is the new operating system. It is online, it is functioning. But now, the old program will launch its final, most insidious attack. It will whisper that this was a good day, a special event, a one-time purge. It will tell you that you have done enough, that tomorrow you can return to the comfortable, familiar chaos, that you deserve a break. That voice is not your friend. It is the ghost of the corrupted code, and it is lying. The fix was never in the 24 hours. The fix is in the 25th, and the 26th, and in every hour that follows. The catalyst has done its work. The reaction has begun. Now you must become the steady state. You must move from a catalyst day to a sustainable system. The work of a single day can be erased by a single week of neglect. We do not build a life on sparks. We build it on engines, reliable, rhythmic, powerful engines that turn fuel into forward motion day after day. Your protocol contained the blueprint for that engine. Now you must build it. You will identify the non-negotiable triad, one core action from each phase of this day that was most transformative for you. Not 3 new things, 3 proven things. The distillation of the protocol into its purest, most potent form. From the morning, what was the keystone? Perhaps it was the movement, the 10 minutes of command over your body. Perhaps it was the silent, purposeful input before the world's noise invaded. Choose one. That is your morning prime. It is the ignition sequence. You do not start your day without it. From the clarity phase, what cut through the fog? Perhaps it was the simple act of reviewing your 1-page dashboard each day. A 5-minute reconfirmation of your priorities. That is your daily clarity check. It is the compass calibration. You do not move into your day without it. From the evening, what secured the gains? Perhaps it was the 60-minute digital sunset, the ruthless protection of your recovery. That is your evening recalibration. It is the strategic shutdown. You do not surrender to the night without it. This triad, prime, check, recalibrate, becomes your new law of motion. It is the rhythmic pulse of the life you have now chosen. It is not about repeating the entire 24-hour protocol every day. That is unsustainable. It is about extracting the fundamental principles, the command of state, the ruthless clarity, the protected recovery, and embedding them into the fabric of your ordinary days. This is how a day becomes a week becomes a month becomes a character. You are not aiming for a series of perfect days. You are building an unshakable baseline, a floor beneath which you will not allow yourself to fall. On your best days, you will build upon this baseline. You will run farther, focus longer, connect deeper. On your worst days, and they will come, you will cling to this triad. You will execute the prime, the check, the recalibration, and in doing so, you will prevent the total collapse. You will hold the line. You will maintain the system. The engine will idle, but it will not shut off. And when the storm passes, you will accelerate again from a position of strength, not from wreckage. You have proven you can win a day. Now you must prove you can own the ground you've taken. This is the real work, the quiet, undramatic daily reaffirmation of your own sovereignty. The old life will pull at you. It will offer its familiar numbness, its distracting comforts. You will now have a system to recognize that pull for what it is, a retreat. And you will have a simple, non-negotiable sequence to reassert advance. The city's chaos is eternal. The shadows are long. The erosion never truly stops. You cannot fight it forever with grand, exhausting gestures. You must build a fortress of discipline so ingrained it becomes instinct. The triad is the foundation of that fortress. It makes the extraordinary systematic. It makes the impossible repeatable. You are no longer a person trying to fix your life. You are a system designed for resilience. You are a process that generates order from chaos, focus from distraction, and renewal from exhaustion. The 24 hours gave you the blueprint and the proof. The rest of your life is the construction. The dawn is coming again. It always is. This time you are not starting over. You are continuing. The system is live. Now run it.